22-year-old Monica Soliz was in a fatal car accident on July 6th of 2024. Her family reached out to me to help bring awareness to her story because they feel that the way her case was handled was not right. They also don't believe the story that they're being told. Monica was hanging out with a friend and the friend's boyfriend that night. After leaving a casino, they were on State Route 82. And Monica was hit by two vehicles. The driver of one of the vehicles stated that she appeared suddenly. How did she get out of the vehicle? Was it willingly? She had no phone or wallet on her. Monica had just graduated. Her whole life was in front of her, and her family wants answers. Watch this interview I do with her family to find out more about what happened and what their concerns are. And don't forget to donate to their GoFundMe to help uncover the truth for Monica.
And then right here, where that red spot is at, is where the accident happened.
In today's Zoom call, we have Maggie, Monica's mom, Sario, Monica's dad, Nancy, Monica's aunt, Michelle, Monica's cousin, and Andrew, Monica's boyfriend. I want to start from the beginning, more so on who Monica was as a person, because at the end of the day, she was a beautiful human being, and I want to learn more about who she was, and maybe you guys can talk whenever you want, and yeah.
Monica was a beautiful, young, loud, charismatic soul. She loved animals. She loved her cats, but she loved all animals. We talked a lot about, her ultimately becoming a veterinarian. She used to tell me, Mom, when I become a vet, I want to buy, a farm-like property. And I work in the medical field. I have for the last 12 years. And she always told me, you'll be my office manager when I have my, veterinary office open. So we had talked about things like that. She graduated school a year early. She, right out of school, she got her vet assistant certification. So she was a certified vet assistant.
Oh,
And she was still going to school. She was only as of right now, she was like 2 credits shy of her AA, and then she was gonna keep going forward from there.
My baby girl, she was always talkative. She talked to everybody. You know, when she was a baby, she always wanted to try something new. Her and her sister always, they learned from each other. They were inseparable when they were little girls. I used to call them night and day. Um, you know, I'm kind of sorry, guys. I'm kind of like stuttering right now, stuck up, and
that's okay.
yeah, yeah. But she was tough. She was a tough girl. I showed her how to respect people at a young age and how to be proper, and she respected everybody as long as they respected her. That was the type of person she was, and she knew when to fall back and when to not, and she knew who loved her and who didn't. She was a very smart girl.
Her, Monica, her personality, she was like, free spirit. She was like, she kind of reminded me of like a hippie-ish, stylish,
Yes.
Um, she was a girl that was not scared to do anything. Like my son, you know, my son would be scared to do something. For example, like I had dropped my glasses inside some murky water, and she's like, Christopher, move. I'll get it. Like she jumped in the water, like because he was so scared. Well, he was already in the water, but he was just scared. And she was just like, when I tell you fearless, that's what she was. And um, that was Monica.
Yeah, she was a good person, good loving person. She loved the environment, of course. She was always, never did her, always try to save the animals on the road.
So Leah picked Monica up at Monica's house, correct? Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is at Andrew's house. So Andrew's sister was there when Talia picked her up. So someone seen that she did pick her up from there. So it's not like hearsay, it's someone witnessed her picking her up. I think the message was like what 10 something. So it would have been like 15 minutes after that text message because I think she said, "Get ready." In the text message, I'll be there in 15 minutes. So from what I've been told is Talia lives very, very close to where Andrew lives, like 5 minutes or so.
So after she was picked up, where was the first place that the three of them went to? So Talia, her boyfriend Gabriel, and Monica, where did the three of them go to first?
I think it's 9:40. They were in Fort Myers, Florida. They went to a club. It was Celsius.
And then it was after there that they went to the Seminole Casino, correct? Yeah, kind of go into that night, starting from the club and on, really. You can tell it however you want, and you guys can all pitch in to tell the story.
I mean, on her phone, I've seen pictures where they're at Club Celsius. They have drinks. I think they took a picture. We've sent you some of those pictures. So I think they took a picture of their drinks just a little bit. Cause I know Andrew, I think she was messaging Andrew throughout the night too, before her phone went silent.
So what my mom told me was, Monica left the house around like 10:30-ish, 10:20-ish.
Okay.
And that's the time she got picked up. And when she got picked up, she texted me that she was going to Fort Myers to Celsius, a little bar thingy. And I told her, "Oh, I bet, have fun." So after that, I think after, I want to say an hour or two over there, she told me she's going to go to the casino. And I had left the casino like at around. That's why I left the casino. So I'm like, all right, if we're gonna go there, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get home late. So I'm like, okay, have fun. So I think she went to the casino around 12. She would text me. I'm over here with her. She sent me a video of her. Blah blah blah. She would say,
So we have the timeline. They leave the casino, and then it's 23 minutes until the first 911 call.
That's what Officer Wells, she's the investigator in charge of the investigation. The only probably real thing that she's told us is the time stamps. And she said from the first tag, from what the first tag, no, I still haven't gotten the times for you correctly. But I know that it was from the first tag reader by the casino to the first 911 call. It's only 23 minutes.
What stretch of highway is this? And I'm going to be showing people a map so they can see
Right.
exactly where.
State Road 82. So it's going to be State Road 82 that ends on State Road 29. So it's like State Road 29 and then State Road 82 going westbound, if I'm not mistaken. I just wanted to go back real quick and just a little note real quick about the casino thing. Monica was cut off at the casino. That was the reason why they left. So they didn't leave like, oh, we're leaving because it's time to go. She was cut off, and I guess when that happened, for some reason, Gabriel and Talia had to leave with her. We're still not clear on the specifics of why. They said he was upset because they were being made to leave. I'm not sure why they were making him leave. If he didn't want to leave, he didn't want to take her. He could have just told her she had to find her own ride. Nobody forced him to take her. But we're not sure on the specifics of if he didn't want to leave, if he was upset, why they all had three to leave. Like, we're not sure on that, but they for sure cut off Monica, and they have for sure said he was upset because they were telling her she had to leave.
What was the friendship like between Talia and Monica?
Honestly, I've literally I've
they
reached out
had
to a
just
few.
became friends again.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like Monica was telling me she started rekindling with her again. She like, that's my friend from high school. We fell off. We fell off because she had a boyfriend, something like that. And then I guess she just found out that she lived in Lehigh and started rekindling with her again. So, and I know she hung out with her 2 times prior before that happened. So
Okay, so they had rekindled their friendship because something happened in the past, right? Like they just maybe had animosity at one point.
I'm not gonna say animosity, but she just said, the girl got close to her boyfriend and was like clingy on her boyfriend. So, they fell off because she was doing her business. She was doing her business.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So they just drifted apart. It wasn't anything. It was mutual, like a mutual drifting apart.
And that was that the first time that the three of them had hung out together? Like,
Yeah, them three. Yeah, that was the first time them three hung out together. It was always her and her girlfriend, the girlfriend.
after leaving the casino, they're driving. This is the window of, this is like the confusing part where you guys only have the witness of the driver that sadly hit her, and there's really no footage or anything else, no other witnesses, right? And what was the driver's statement?
She appeared suddenly and she was like in a running motion or moving motion, like she was running from something or someone.
I believe the trooper said that she was in running motion and he did his hands like this, you know, like if you're running.
Yes, that's what the state trooper told us whenever he was here. Nancy did make it when they were here because the state troopers came to my house and they said that the statement said that Monica appeared out of nowhere, basically like in a running motion, and her hands were up, like as in like she was giving a gesture, but by then it was already too late. The lady said it. She basically came out of nowhere. So it could give the impression that she was maybe getting up off the floor, like she lost her, like she was trying to get her footing, right, and trying to jump out of the way, and she just didn't have enough time. They could give the impression of that if she appeared suddenly, because I've seen the road at that time of the night and
It's dark.
you
dark,
could
yeah.
see somebody coming from a, like, you know, but if they're on the floor and they're jumping up, you wouldn't be able to see them suddenly.
And what is the story that Talia and her boyfriend told the police? Like, what are they trying to say happened?
Nancy, you spoke with Wells.
Okay, so she said that when they got to that area, that when they dropped off Monica, that Gabriel opened the door, the girls supposedly fell out fighting, and then next thing is that Monica was banging on the window, and that Gabriel and Thalia were trying to convince Monica to get back in the car, and then they said the troopers' words were, Monica would come to the car, then walk away from the car. Come to the car, walk away from the car. She said that like 2 or 3 times. And then they said that Monica made a phone call. Okay, this is what the trooper's saying. Monica made a phone call, and that it was to Andrew, which is a lie, but I'm just telling you what she told me. And that Andrew had said that he was gonna go out there and beat their ass. And then I told the trooper, I'm like, how did that phone call even happen? I'm like, Monica's phone was dead. And on top of that, I said her phone was in the car. And I'm like, how did that phone call happen? And then the trooper's like, well, we now know that phone call never happened. And I'm like, and I'm thinking like, why would she even use that as an excuse then of why Monica was left out in the middle of nowhere? If she knew, why was she repeating that lie to me, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, that was their story. And supposedly that Monica scratched them and bit them. We have never seen pictures of that. The trooper said that there's no evidence that Monica, that she was physically harmed by them. And I told her, like, how would you even see that if a car ran over her?
She got hit by 2 vehicles.
2 vehicles. How could you tell? Like it doesn't make any sense what she's saying.
When the driver said that she had basically came out of nowhere, was Gabriel and Talia's car like parked there on the side, or was she just like they weren't around,
We don't know that.
yeah.
We have a theory that they were still around, and that's why they went and made the incident report that there was a fight in the car, to cover their ass. Because at that moment when they were making the incident report, they said, oh, the mom told me, Talia's mom told me we made the report when it happened that Monica was out there. They took a long time to come and get it. So by the time the cops went out there to take the incident report, that they left someone out on 82 that they had bought in the car. At that same time, they were investigating a fatality, which was with Monica. So they were in another county making an incident report. They were they had to do a wellness check on Monica because she was left out there. But so they put two and two together. The cop from the other county, from Lee County, and the FHP in Collier County, they put two and two together that they identified Monica. So it doesn't make any sense. Oh, and also Talia at that time was giving the cop Monica's belongings, which was her phone and Monica's purse. I'm not sure. Maggie, was there anything else?
It was only 2 items. We never recovered her shoes or her glasses.
Yeah, she had no shoes or glasses on. And so my thing is like, why would you give a cop your friend's belongings like you're never gonna see or talk to them again? It makes no sense over a simple fight.
Don't forget the statement. Don't forget that the statement on the Lee County report states word for word on the statement. It's not what we're saying. She
Right.
told Lee County, here's Monica's items because I don't know where Monica lives. And that to me is super important because at the beginning, we've told you she got picked up at Andrew's house. She knew where Monica lived at. There's no denying it. People seen her get picked up. There's text message saying, I'm going to pick you up. She had picked her up from that house 2 other times. So there's no denying that Talia knew for a fact where Monica lived at. It's
And I'm
an
pretty sure she had the
outright
address
lie.
too.
The thing is, they're lying. They've been caught in a couple lies. You know, that's the thing.
Wow. So, and then the fact that she had Monica's purse and phone, like, so they left her in the road with no phone,
Right. No shoes. Right. No shoes and no glasses. Well, I'm sorry. No, we don't know what happened with her glasses. Monica had I wear glasses, Monica wears glasses. We cannot walk out the door without our glasses on. Like I have to walk back in and grab them. There's no way that willingly Monica got off that vehicle without her glasses to see, especially at night. But the FHP never recovered any glasses, whether they were broken or not. I've asked the medical examiner. Nobody, no, I've asked, do you have her glasses? Were they broken? That's not a part of her contents for any of them with the listing like of her item. I got her jewelry back, like stuff that was physically attached to her, but I never got her shoes or her glasses. Nobody ever listed them. They said they searched the area extensively to see if they could find a wallet or any identification, like thrown on the floor. They didn't find anything that matched to Monica.
And the crazy thing is, the girl had my phone number because Monica called my phone when Monica's phone died. She called my phone off her number, and she had my phone number the whole time. And then I woke up around 7 a.m. in the morning, so I guess it happened already. I woke up around 7 a.m. in the morning. I texted the girl, I said, "Where's Monica?" And she ignored me completely the whole time.
Nancy, wasn't there a statement made also that she said that that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like they've said several different times, different stories, and I want to say that the FHP had said something to the effect of that girl said, "Well, I caught Andrew for her, so Andrew can come pick her up," but we know that's not true because she never caught Andrew.
That was another lie.
I know it was to the effect that she tried to make a statement that she had caught Andrew to tell him about Monica acting up, and but that was never true. There was no cause. Andrew was the one actually trying to reach out to her, and she outright refused to answer Andrew. She ignored all his calls. So there was no ever such calls made.
Are there any other lies that they told too that you can think of?
The 3 lies that were told are about not knowing where she lives, and then also about that she caught Andrew. That never happened. And that
Okay,
what
so
was the
with
other
that
one?
right there, she called me. Okay, she called me at 4:09 and 4:08, but they were still at the casino.
when her phone was still on.
When her phone was still on. But they tried to say she called me on 82 when she was on 82, but she never did call me when she was on 82.
Well, the state trooper also stated to my husband and I that he said in the statement that the girl made when they were doing the wellness check that Thalia had called Andrew to come get Monica. And when Nancy arrived at my house, I told Nancy that, and whenever Nancy finally spoke to her, we realized later on that that wasn't true whenever we had gotten a hold of Andrew. So she was already saying that they were calling Andrew and they had never did. And that came from the state trooper whenever he was here at my house. The notifying trooper. And this is the statement that Talia made to my sister. Talia and her mother spoke to Nancy that few hours later after we were notified. Nancy at some point during the day, hours later, spoke to Talia and Talia's mother, and they both willingly told my sister Nancy that Monica and Talia were fighting in the vehicle, and that Monica and Gabriel were fighting each other in the vehicle as well. So they were both fighting with Monica. But when they're making this, so they're fighting, so that's a given. Nobody, they're not denying that at that point that there was a fight going on. So then my thing is they're fighting in the vehicle and then they go home right after, or at some point. This is the thing, we're not sure of what time the call was made. No, I can't get an answer from anybody. What time or how long did they wait, or did they go home and bring, oh my God, we know she got hit. What do we need to do to cover? Why did they call? If in reality they didn't know anything happened to her, if she really was left out there, then it would have been, we're going home, sleep it off, we'll talk the next day, right? But who fights and then calls to make a report but not press charges, give her stuff away if they think nothing happened? No, I think they made the statement. I think they went home, brainstormed, called their auntie who's a cop, and they're like, hey, this girl got hit because we left her, or whatever they want to say. And then they make this report, and then they're like, get rid of the items, give them to the cop, tell them you don't know where she lives, or whatever you want to say. Trying to get themselves away from the items, probably because they probably thought they were going to search the vehicle, which I'm sure they didn't. I feel like if they had, maybe they would have found her shoes and her glasses maybe broken in the vehicle. Because they're trying to, the narrative they're trying to put out there right now is that Monica was fighting them, that they were little angels. They weren't drinking. They weren't fighting. Monica was the only one drinking. Monica was the only one fighting. Monica scratched Gabriel. Monica bit Talia. Monica was 100 pounds soaking wet. She was like 5'2". She was teeny. She was petite. Talia is probably weighs way more than Monica. And then you got this man. He's in his 20s now. He's a man now, and he's beating on her. So you got a man, and then you got his other girl beating on a 100-pound girl, and they're gonna sit there and say Monica was the aggressor. I mean, it just I'm still stuck on why did you guys feel like you had to go home and call the cops? To me, it's because you're trying to cover your own end.
Because they saw what happened.
Because they know what happened.
Right.
Honestly, I believe they threw her out the car, and that's why she was getting off the floor and trying to jump out the way, because she saw that vehicle coming. And I think because if they threw her out the car, if their car was in motion, that would be the number one reason why the vehicle who hit her didn't see another car, because they were not on the side of the road like they say they were. I think they were driving and they tossed her out the car. And that's why nobody's seen a car on the side of the road. That's really what I believe. And the time frame would make sense. They were not pulled over on the side of the road. They were driving when they threw her out the car. That fits more of the time frame.
Another weird thing that happened is we still don't know the story behind it, but there was somebody that took a picture of Monica while she was on the ground, and it was like he knew her name. It was a Snapchat post, and he said it was Monica. So like, how did he know it was Monica?
Right, we sent her that image.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that. Do you think that person, do you know the name of the person that took that photo?
I'm not sure. I know they said Alex. It might be a Hernandez.
It's Hernandez.
And
It's Hernandez, he said. Andrew said it's Hernandez.
Okay. And why was he there? Like, what a coincidence. Like, if he knew her, and do you think maybe Talia and Gabriel like told him or to come to
We're sure of it because how else would you know? The family
Like,
wasn't even informed about it till like 9 o'clock when he showed up to my house. And my husband and I
wa-
were the
was the
first ones
cop
to know.
was the cops
So
even there when he took the picture? Does it look like people were just there?
it shows a cop car.
it was just civilians, they said.
Still told me when he pulled up that day, he said it was civilians had already parked across the road so people wouldn't still.
Oh,
They
he,
had
because he
people
was there.
guiding.
My Matt says that someone that he knows said that the civilians, no, the state trooper, the state trooper.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
state trooper says that
When
there
he
were
got there.
civilians who were blocking off the scene to, block what was being, so that other people couldn't see. So the Good Samaritans were blocking everything off so because I guess they saw like people were, trying to
He
take.
said when he showed up, it was already like blocked off. They just had to replace the cars
Okay,
with civilian cars with theirs.
okay, so
Like,
there
people
were,
had already blocked it off and were making people drive around, and that's how he got the video because he rolled around, and when he took the video, you could see in the video that he's going off to the side of the road.
okay. So he's saying that civilians were the ones blocking off the area until officers arrived. So the vehicles that were there in the picture are just Good Samaritans just trying to block off the area
15
until cops arrived. So that boy who took the picture had to drive around those cars to take that picture. But the fact that he knew it was Monica before even family knew it was Monica that's not a coincidence. They sent him out there. And then I guess he was like bragging about being the hood news or whatever. I think that's what the caption was, that he was something like, oh, I got the update, like if he was TMZ or something. I think that was something to the effect of that. I will tell you on paper, that report from Lee County, the dispatch time on that report, I'm looking for it. I cannot find it. I'm not sure where I placed them. I do have them. I will send them to you as soon as I can locate where I put them up. But that Lee County report says 5:39 dispatch time. So the wellness check wasn't sent out till I think after 6 o'clock. So that report still wouldn't have went over until a couple hours. So
Now,
it
now
was
you're
not
talking
right
about the
away.
incident that they're saying the fight. That's what you're talking about, the dispatch, right?
I'm just meaning like, because the wellness request wasn't sent out till after 6 o'clock. So if that Alex kid took a picture, nobody knew still, the cops did not know until way after 6 o'clock who Monica was. Because that's how they have made it clear to me that I asked them, how did you guys identify Monica that fast, without an ID? And they told me, we had received a request from Lee County to do a wellness check because somebody made the report from which is the report that I'm telling you, where she said that they fought and here's her stuff, bye. So that report was the whole reason why the request was sent over to Collier County. So that still was like, you're talking about 2 hours after the accident. It was
Like for something or no?
like 4:39 or 4:40. Oh, 4:40.
911 call at 4:40.
4:40 was the first one call. And the state trooper, when he was here, Nancy was here already when he told us that from Thalia, and then it was like 5:40 something already. Yeah, because the dispatch was 5:39. Yeah. That's what the paper said. Yeah. So 4:40 was the first 911 call. The paperwork on the Lee County report that Talia made regarding them fighting only was dispatch time on the paperwork is 5:39. So an hour later, they waited an hour to call the. Well, that's what I'm not sure of. That's what I'm trying to get clarification on, because I don't know if the dispatch time is the time that they call the cops. Okay. I don't want to say that that's what time they called. I don't know. It's just, the paper says dispatch. I don't know if that makes a difference from the call to the time they were sent out there. I don't want to speak on that part of it because I'm not sure. But that's what the timestamp is for that, right, for the Lee County thing.
So 4:40 first 911 call. And that 911 call, I mean, it could have been a civilian that did it. Or was like, do you know if Talia and her boyfriend ever, like what time they called 911, or if they even did call? You don't know if they even.
Was that like
No.
the only thing was the Lee County report, and
Yeah.
the dispatch time is 5:39. And
Okay.
that was just for the wellness check.
That wasn't for the
Well,
incident.
they didn't. Okay, look, the call that they did not have nothing to do with a wellness check. Lee County, by law, they have to, when someone's left out abandoned on a highway or something sort of that, like a state road, something like that, they're obligated to do a wellness check when somebody's left like on the side of the road like that. So they did that on because Lee County, they have their regulations. Talia didn't say, hey, I want you guys to go check out there. No, she was just like, we got in a fight. I don't want to press charges. Here's yourself. Bye. Lee County did the wellness check because that's their protocol. I don't want to get it confused that Talia was like, hey, go check on her. No, 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 no. Lee County did that because it's their protocol to do so when somebody's left out on a highway.
Like if they ever investigate that fully, like what if they did in a panic, they seen it and then they called in? What if, that would prove that they were still there?
Right, but that would entail Officer Wells doing her job and looking into it. And she didn't even want, the Officer Wells is the investigator on the case. She didn't even want to request the video footage from the casino. So that would entail her doing a little bit of extra work that I don't feel like she wants to do at any point in time right now. But I mean, what I felt like was they should be doing phone dumps on Gabriel's phone, on Talia's phone, to see who they were talking to right after the accident, who they were texting right after the accident. They should have searched Gabriel's car. Who knows? We could have found her glasses in there, broken, maybe shattered, and her shoes.
Yeah.
So those are different things that I feel like they should have done. They should have right away requested the footage from the casino to see what really happened. I think if they had done it right away, they would have gave them the footage. Now it's all about, we got to get a warrant, and then they have to wait for them to send the video because she delayed it so long. So there's the different things that I feel like she should have done, which she didn't. She made up her mind that she believes their story, and Monica was drinking, and Monica deserved to die. That's basically her attitude towards the investigation.
So they were never investigated. Talia and Gabriel were never investigated.
I will send you the email that I sent her an email. I sent her quite a bit of emails, but there was one email in particular. I told her, it's been a month to the day. You haven't sent me any updates. You haven't said if, you guys have gotten the footage from the casino. Did you guys request it? Literally what she emailed me back was, I already requested it. I don't know what you think it's going to show. It's going to take time anyways, but I'm not investigating this as a criminal case either way. And that was it. That's all she sent me back. So I put a complaint. I spoke to somebody in Tallahassee who's her boss's boss's boss. And he told me that nobody should be telling me that this case is closed. And I said, well, I didn't say she said that. I said, her email says she's not investigating it as a criminal case. And he said, again, nobody should be making that statement that the case is closed. So she shouldn't even have emailed me those words. He says, we should be taking all the information in that we receive. I had quite a long with them. It was probably an hour long with that officer who's, above her. And he wasn't really happy with what I was telling him, because I told him that she totally brushed me off. She blew me off, basically. And she's, made up her mind.
And I mean, I feel like the first thing they should have done is at least, given them a sobriety test, Talia and Gabriel, or like, that's just crazy to me that nothing. Didn't even look in the car.
What didn't you say?
He's not in the report at all. It's her name, and as a matter of fact, they have her last name incorrect. It's not even her name is written Talia Garza. And he's nowhere in the report at all. And the report's like maybe half a paragraph. That's how long the statement is.
So what, moving forward, you guys, I think I remember you said you wanted a private investigator or an attorney. You guys, that's like the next step to reopen. Well, it's technically not closed, but nothing is happening, or the community, like they're not communicating what they're doing.
They're definitely not communicating. I thought with me putting a complaint in, she would have reached out to me at least to give me an update. She hasn't even done that yet. And at this point, I already feel like we're off, we started off on the wrong foot. I already feel that she already has her mindset on, what she believes. And I've said this from the beginning, with any investigator, it's not what their opinions are, it's about what the facts are. And I feel like everyone who's heard the facts especially when they hear the whole thing that Talia went home and then called the cops, and then she had Monica's wallet and her phone. Like once people hear that, they're just like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. But for some reason, in that officer's mind, it makes perfect sense. And she really, the way she talks about it is as if Talia and Gabriel were not drinking, or they were being good friends of not leaving Monica at the casino. Because then I forgot to mention this, but I guess I guess the officer told Talia and Gabriel that there was a witness that walked them out to their vehicle, and they witnessed him being aggressive with Monica and Talia. So then their comeback to that was, oh, well, Monica was trying to leave with him. If that was true, if you didn't want to leave the casino, why didn't you let her leave then? You wanted to go back and party. Then if that was really true, then why didn't they walk back into the casino and let her leave? Because it wasn't true. They were just trying to turn the narrative around that, again, something else was Monica's fault and not their fault. I mean, if I wish that were true, if she would have left with somebody else and she would be here today, not where she's at now, gone. You know, but they're just trying to, every time you tell them something, their story changes. And to me, if your story changes, it's because you're lying. If something's true, your story's going to stay the same from the beginning to the end. And their story has changed every single time.
Yeah, meanwhile, that night, um, Andrew's getting phone calls from Monica saying, I love my man, I love my man. Andrew, what did she say to you?
Yeah,
Andrew?
she loves me, that she want to be with me. She wish I was there and all that stuff.
Yeah. She was, tipsy, so she was, I guess, yelling in his ears, telling him that she loved him and stuff like that. My point is that her mind wasn't to live with somebody, she wanted to go back to her man.
I wish there was like another piece of information, that would show something, but there's no security cameras on that highway.
But I think that if they tried to get the security footages from the stores, the
Yeah.
thing is, she's not telling us what route they took. You can take two routes. You can go from the casino, you can take the road all the way down. It's considered First Street. So you take First Street all the way down to New Market, and then New Market to 29 to 82. That's one route. The other route is you're going through town, which you're going to take First Street to Main Street. Main Street initially is 29 and then runs into, that's what I'm saying.
Before or after?
So that's the thing we don't know. But there's gas stations. Well, you're gonna pass them, and I feel like if they try to get that, they'll be able to see, were they speeding? Did they stop? Like, her dad said somebody saw her at the 7-Eleven. If that's true, then where's the footage at? Were they still arguing? Like there's all these things of how fast were they driving? Because that officer keeps saying, well, we have to take into consideration maybe they were speeding. Did they tell you they were speeding? If they didn't, then stop saying that unless you know that. She should only be saying that if Gabriel told her, oh my God, I was speeding, I was driving super fast. That's why we got there so fast. Like if he didn't tell her that, she shouldn't be insinuating that at all. She should be trying to get the camera footage from all those gas stations. I mean, I watch a lot of true crime, and a lot of the times they try to get the camera footage to see, were they driving slow? Were they driving fast? Who was in the car with them? There's all these different things that sometimes you can see in that. And I don't know if they're doing any of that. I think that would show so much. But again, that wouldn't tell this officer to get off her lazy butt and do the do the work. And I just don't think that we're gonna get that from her at all.
Yeah, it's just tricky, like when there's no other witnesses except for that person that was driving. It would be nice if you guys could get a hold. I don't know how you get a hold of them, but like, who knows? Maybe they know something else, and the police just forgot to write it down in the report, or. But
Nancy, what was it that the other person who was near, not the person who Raylan had spoke to someone. She sent us a
Raylan,
message.
one of our nieces, she read a comment on like a news post on Facebook. The lady said that she was pregnant and that she was like basically devastated because of what she witnessed. That she seen, I don't think she actually seen the accident, but she seen Monica's body, and that her husband was a ex-paramedic or something like that, a firefighter or something, and that, oh no, wait, they did see the accident because they said that Monica was dragged a few yards, and they she was
Is it in our
devastated.
messages?
I she didn't want to like speak to us, um, like about it, um, because she was already like upset about the whole situation, and then I guess maybe her husband, for like maybe legal purposes, he didn't really want to talk to us about what he had seen or not seen or whatever. I'm guessing that's why they didn't really want to speak to us. We asked if Monica was dragged that off from the scene. The trooper said no. Witnesses said yes.
Oh, and then, okay, so, did you get the video that we took of the air? You wanted a visual of the
Yeah.
actual site? And did you see the guardrails that I was referring to on one side and then the other side? So their statement was that they stopped where the guardrail, they called it a bridge, because I guess that's maybe what they thought it is, but they're guardrails. It's like maybe like, I don't know, like a pivot, or there's maybe some pipe there or something, but so there's little guardrails, but there's two sets. There's one before you get to corkscrew and there's one after. And I just use corkscrew as like a point because corkscrew is a road. So after corkscrew, that's where the accident happened, a little bit down. So here's the thing, and this is why I did the video and I showed you where those 2 points are at, because they're super far. So their statement, well, was it Nancy that they stopped where the bridge was at, and
Uh-huh.
that's where they were there for X amount of time trying to get
Right.
Monica back in the car. My thing is that those on either side, whichever you're talking about, it's so far from the accident where she actually got hit at. It's super far. So I just don't know how that even makes sense either. I mean, I don't know. We'd have to, I just don't know. I don't know how to make sense of it.
So that was
That
a witness said that they saw a vehicle parked by the
No,
No.
no, Talia and Gabriel told Officer Wells that that's where they pulled over and had this supposed time frame where Monica's off the car, banging on their windows. They're trying to get her back in. They fell out of the car. All of that, that was them saying that. Nobody actually saw them there. That's what I'm saying. Like, it just doesn't make
Yeah, it
the
doesn't.
thing is, like, my thing is for her to be running all of a sudden in the road, that where they dropped her off at is not nowhere near where the accident happened. That's what doesn't, we would have to talk to initially the person, look at the police report. It's a preliminary, the one that I really cannot find it. I'm not sure. I know I put it away, but when I find it, I will scan it and send it to you, see if you can make more sense of it, but it should be able to tell us where she was hit at. I mean, we know where she was laying at, but I don't know if it's a different spot from what the report says.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. That where they're talking about where they pulled over, it's super. We're talking about a little bit over half a mile on both ways.
Wow.
Like so far. Yeah, from where the accident, where she actually, where they marked her at.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also, then I heard that that girl Talia, she was having a nervous breakdown, a mental breakdown. I mean, if they didn't do such horrible things or allegedly do things, why would she be having a breakdown? If it was really just the argument and they put her out the car and took off on her, why would she, you know what I mean? Why would she be having a breakdown and all kinds of stuff going into a hospital? I mean, that's what I've heard from a couple people already. It's like, why would you do that? Why were you feeling like that? I just, it's a lot of guilt there. And like Maggie said, it sucks that the police are not doing nothing. I feel like they ain't taking it serious. And things like this is when we have to step up and we have to do things and find things, investigate, walk around, talk to people, and we got to do the footwork. You know what I mean? And then when we get in too close, things get ugly sometimes. And we're trying not to go that route. We're trying to do things the right way legally. I wish there was somehow, some way we could get these two kids to do a polygraph, and I bet you we'll find out the truth like that. You know what I mean? And I wish that we could get more attention on this so we can move forward to that point, because And one thing that I do know is it happened in Collier County, and they went and did the report in Lee County. That's why things are so crazy about it, because they went into another county and did the report. So that's why things are just mismatching. If they would have did it in Collier County, then like you said, they would have hit them with the sobriety. They would have checked their alcohol percentage. They would have did all that. But the fact, and then like that girl Thalia's mom, she used to work at the casino, so she knows how to talk. She knows how to handle situations like this.
Right.
And then she also has an aunt who's a detective, from what I'm told. So I'm guessing is they saw what happened and they ran toward that way and started calling and trying to get help and what to say and what not to say. See, these are things that,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's just like, so they're getting help from all types of ways, because it's just like, when Nancy talked to that girl Dalia, the mom got on the phone because Dalia would have sat there and incriminated herself and said some stuff and told on herself. You know what I mean? Because she was in a frantic moment. She was crying. They saw what happened. I know they saw what happened. You know what I mean? And it's just, and then we're stuck here with the pieces to the puzzle trying to solve this. And it sucks that the police are just, nah, yeah, we don't want to hear y'all. We don't want to hear y'all. Babe, that's our baby girl that just passed away. She, this is not anything. My daughter, I feel she was murdered. You know what I mean? This is, and it's, they're looking at it like it was a person who was just intoxicated walking on the road. It was not like that, and so we got to do what we got to do. That's just, sucks to say that, but we're doing our best and we're picking up the pieces as we go. It sucks that we still haven't got the truth, and these kids are supposedly leaving state away. They're hiding. Why would you hide? Why would you run away if you're not guilty?
Right.
If you did get into argument with her and she did get out the car and she did walk, why haven't you approached us yet and talked to us and told us what happened instead of running around and hiding? You know what I mean? It's just, I want it to make sense. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's crazy.
Only fair that it makes sense.
It's exactly that what he's saying. Make it make sense. Like I just and again and I say this because I know some people would be like, well, it doesn't make sense to you because that was your daughter. No, it doesn't make sense because the time frame, the times, all that they're saying, their whole story does not fit in the little window of 23 minutes.
Right.
That's those two time frames, those are timestamps. And it's 23 minutes. And your whole story, there's no way it fits in 23 minutes. It takes 23 minutes to get there. There's no way your story makes sense.
Yep. The only thing that I think that they're covering up, no doubt, and they're ashamed and running away from it. But I think that pressure can help. Have you ever thought of well, did you guys do a protest? I think Aisa said that. Yeah, protest.
Yes.
But did that help, do you think? Like, did you get any response or anything from that?
Just that they after that, that's when we started hearing that they're trying to move, or they were trying to leave, or move out of town or something like that. I don't know. If
Yeah. Huh. And you guys got no condolences from Talia or Gabriel? Haven't heard. Yeah. They just
No.
yeah. Yeah, that you guys need a private investigator. There's a piece of there's pieces of the puzzle that are missing, and hopefully another witness comes forward or something, that sometimes people just don't even know that they were in that place. So hopefully someone sees the video and they're like, oh, I was there that night driving on the highway, or one of the witnesses.
Also, and I don't know why I haven't thought of it, but wait, Andrew, wait, no, they wouldn't have, right? Andrew, your road, is it before the 7-Eleven on 82, or is it after?
I turn at 7-Eleven.
They turn at 7-Eleven.
You turn at 7-Eleven?
Yeah, the Bills.
So on
I turn at
Sunshine,
Bills.
So what? No, the
The
new one.
Bills.
Bell, on Bell?
Talk about a 7-Eleven right here in town when they.
No.
They got saw it.
I'm only saying there's a 7-Eleven on State Road 82. I wonder if they've got if somebody requested that video, if they would see them what time they stopped. I'm sorry, what time they passed by there, if she in fact went home. what time they get them on camera. You understand what I'm trying to say,
I
right?
know what you're saying, too.
Like they were going home. If they
Yeah.
live where Andrew lives, that 7-Eleven, regardless if they turned there or went straight, they have to have got caught on camera passing, and they could see possibly how fat, like what time it was that they passed.
Or what
You
time
understand
it
what I'm
was,
saying?
like if they were there after the accident.
Right.
They have to turn down that.
They have to
video.
turn that way to go home if that's what they're doing.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I think that would be important too. What time did they pass there?
That would have been around.
And I'm sure they got cameras that are facing State Road 82 that would see either way if they go straight or if they turn
Yeah.
down the road.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Because it's a
That's
gas
something you guys
station.
should request. You and Sadia should request and
Right.
see if
Have
they
a
have
request that
yeah.
what time they were passing there.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the address on the Lee County report doesn't match up to the address if it's off of Milwaukee. That I do know. It's something yellow loop something, and that shows, or whatever address it is, it shows it in a whole different area than where she lives.
And you guys have, so Gabriel and Talia they could have probably fled. Do you think they're not living in the area anymore? I don't know if you guys have like mutuals with them or.
I haven't done any more investigating on them, but I heard a couple things. Suppose they left state, they didn't leave state. But this could be all being said by people who are sticking up for them or making it seem like they're gone, you know.
That Alex kid, the one that took the photo, he needs to be investigated.
Yes, we told the police about this and they just brushed us off.
All three of them, they either deleted their content or shut off all their social media right after everything happened.
Oh, really?
So that's what I'm saying. If like what Maggie's got a good idea about that 7-Eleven, because we want to see if they were speeding through there, like if they're going casually, or they look like they were trying to get away from something. That's another
What
thing.
time? And
Yeah.
the time is
The
huge,
time would be the
like
clue.
the
That would be
big clue to
that
the,
would- yeah.
If they come sliding around the corner like you just said.
right,
Yeah.
yeah,
Frantically
all
getting
scared.
away from somebody.
Right.
right.
Then that would
Mhm.
tell us everything we needed to know. Yeah.
Because my daughter would have never left, even if she fought with one of her friends. She wouldn't have not have. She would have said, "We fought. Get in the car. I'm taking you home, and I'm gonna make sure you make it home."
That's because that's how we are.
That's how
the type of people
we were
are.
brought
Our
up.
family, right?
We ain't gonna leave you on the side of the road. I don't care if we fight or not. We're gonna make sure you get home.
Right.
She wouldn't have did that to somebody. She wouldn't have took a. She's not a bully. So two people hitting on one person, that wasn't gonna happen. The
They-
thing about the bite mark, that if there was truly a bite mark, which if they're saying there was, then there was. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, no. But my biggest thought on the bite mark was that if there was a bite mark, was that something really, really bad was happening and she was in fear for her life, because Monica would not bite you. If she had to and to defend herself, she wasn't gonna bite you. That was biting for her, had to have been something where she was in fear, real fear of her life. That's what makes me mad when I heard about the bite mark, because I'm like, something bad was really happening to her if she bit somebody. She had to be really scared. And I think, and maybe in that point she was biting them. Maybe they were trying to push her out the car and she wasn't letting go, and she was scared and she was biting at her, maybe to let her go, to stop trying to push her out. I just know something bad was really happening if she bit her, because Monica would not have bit you.
I try to think, I'm like, what if I was in their shoes? Let's say whatever they said is true, right? What would I have done? I would have sat in my car, maybe called her family members. If I couldn't get a hold of her family members, I would have eventually called the cops. I would not have left an intoxicated friend of mine on the side of the road without a phone.
She could have called Andrew at any time.
That's what I said.
I know.
She could have called Andrew at any time.
Right.
Say, come
That's
pick
what
her
I'm
ass up.
saying.
We left her on the side of the road.
I would have called the cops if I didn't have a family member's number or the boyfriend's number. I would have called the cops and said, "Hey, my friend is acting crazy right now. She's drunk. She got off my car. She doesn't want to get back in. For her safety, can somebody be sent out here till we can get her home or something?" You don't just leave and make sure, like, that's crazy.
As a man, you could have bit and scratched me all the way home and I wouldn't have kicked you out of a car.
Right.
I mean,
That's
I
just
could see kicking
crazy.
a guy out of a car, but not a girl.
And the fact that she had Andrew's number and never did call him and say, "Hey, Monica's out here. If this is the real case, if Monica was really acting like that, like they say, why didn't they call Andrew or keep calling him and say, hey, you know, and so he answered and said, come get her. Let her know that from that where Monica got hit at. She's saying that from where Monica got hit, that it maybe at that 10 minutes from where she got hit, Andrew's house was. Like they could have just taken her home or called him and said, hey, she's 10 minutes down the road, come get her.
Link in bio to donate to their GoFundMe.
Chronicles of Olivia.